So I want to talk to you a little bit about the word wilderness and the word wilderness in Scripture, because this word shows up all over the New Testament and the Old Testament. And it's an interesting place in Scripture because you have figures like Jesus, who was literally tempted for 40 days in the wilderness. So David's a great example too. He literally killed Goliath, and then Saul became envious and hated him. And that drew David in to find refuge inside the wilderness for about 10 years. And it was an amazing time for David. It built a lot of character. It helped him build his army together. So David is a massive figure who understood wilderness. Moses is one of my favorite figures. I mean, he's the prince of Egypt for 40 years. And then he has an incident with the Hebrews and the Egyptian authorities, and he's cast out to the wilderness for 40 years again before he hears God's voice to tell him he'd be the deliverer. In my own life, I've had several wilderness experiences. I mean, so I shouldn't be alive. I had to have a heart valve replacement twice, and this is new technology. If I was born 50 years before this, I would not be alive. But I've had 2 of these valve replacements and a stroke. And these are very difficult times. Some of them caused unemployment for me and issues with work and all sorts of things, but yet in those wilderness moments where a lot of characters refined and you start to hear God's voice in special ways. Elijah is another figure who calls down fire from heaven on the Baal prophets. And literally, right after he has this miraculous event that's very unlikely for him to call down fire and destroy all the Baal prophets, then Jezebel starts to push him back, and he's back in the wilderness. And that's where Elijah's character is refined even deeper, because he thinks first that he's trying to hear God's voice, and he hears fire and wind and all these different things. And at the end, he hears that God's voice is actually just that small voice inside. So those who may know suffering and wilderness and have been through tough times, health issues, divorces, employment issues, health issues, whatever it may be, know that whatever you're going through in the wilderness, if you're with God, it can refine your character. And when you come back better, bigger, stronger, and more with God.